in the United States, and I'm 31. So from the time I was born, I have been besieged by information related to the Holocaust, along with everybody else in this country. I have been besieged about information relating to what the Jews went through in Europe, the fascism that the Jews faced in Europe in the 30s and the 40s that was spearheaded by Nazi Germany. And I'm probably going to be besieged by that information until the day I die. You know, if I live to be 100 years old, they're still going to be talking about the fascism that Jews went through in Europe. And I don't really understand why, when people in America, particularly black people, are on the receiving end of fascism right now. You know, every time I've been a defendant in the criminal justice system, I have been on the receiving end of fascism at the hands of Jewish people, whether there be Jewish prosecutors, Jewish probationers, Jewish probation officers, or Jewish judges. And one particular person of this ethnic background is a judge by the name of Bobby Wolf. He was a former prosecutor in Cobb County, and he was the judge I faced back in 2021 when I punched a police officer in self-defense. When I went to bond court, my public defender did not provide me with a defense, even though hours before I talked with her on the phone and told her exactly what happened and gave her a defense right there on the civil platter. I punched him in self-defense because he was jerking up a homeless man, an elderly homeless man, by the collar of his shirt because he walked out the store without showing his receipt. The officer did not care about the man's receipt. He did not suspect him of shoplifting. He just jerked him up by the collar of his shirt to tell him not to do something that wasn't illegal. And I intervened, and the officer assaulted me, so I hit him back in self-defense. That's what I told her. She did not repeat my defense when I was in bond court. She did not accuse the officer of assaulting me. She did not accuse the officer of illegally detaining the elderly homeless man. The only thing she said in my defense which wasn't a legal defense at all. She just said that I was just trying to help, that I was just trying to do my civic duty, that I was just trying to be helpful. She did not provide me with a defense at all. And the prosecutor went for the jugular when it came to me, you know, but my public defender did everything she could to not, throw the police officer under the bus. So when I heard the prosecutor speak against me and my public defender so-called defense of me, I insisted on speaking. And the judge, Bobby Wolf, was not happy. He was not happy with that. He was very hostile towards me. He was very rude. You know, and he told me that no matter what I said, it would not make him change his mind whether or not to provide me with bail. And at the time, I wanted to say that's not why I want to speak. But I bit my tongue, you know. But that's not why I wanted to speak. I wanted to speak because I wanted to provide myself with a legitimate legal defense. And I wanted this tape to be played in court to show everybody in court that my story was consistent from the jump. But Judge Bobby Wolf made the whole bond hearing about him, about what he wanted to do. It wasn't about me trying to provide myself with a defense. It was about whether or not he wanted to provide bond or not. So he pulled out a piece of paper like I'm supposed to be scared of it. Like, this is the statement you gave to the investigator. I'm like, okay. He read it word for word, and it wasn't even what I said verbatim. Like there was some key pieces missing on that piece of paper. So the investigator that I talked to at the scene did not quote me word for word. You know what I'm saying? He did not mention that the officer assaulted me. Well, he did mention the officer assaulted me, but there was some certain things missing. You know what I'm saying? He did not make it clear that the officer was illegally detaining somebody, that the officer was not concerned about the receipt. He did not make it clear that I punched him in self-defense. He made it seem like the officer just told me to back and put his arm out, and I just decided to punch him. So when Bobby Wolf was reading the statement, he was saying as if he was trying to make it seem like if I disagreed with the statement that he was reading, that I could be charged with not libel, but what is it? Lying, or I don't know what's the proper term. I forgot the proper term when you lie on a stand. You lie under oath or something like that. But he didn't say this, but he made it seem like if I disagreed with the statement he was reading, that I would be in trouble. Perjury. That's what it is. He made it seem like I'd be perjuring myself if I disagreed with the statement. But I kept my cool. I bit my tongue. I said, that statement isn't accurate. And I told him exactly what happened. And that was that. But his demeanor and his hostility towards me, I never forgot it. And plus, the bond he gave me was $40,000. And I'm pretty sure that the reason he gave me a $40,000 bond, a bond that was as high as that was because he was irritated by me. And all I wanted to do was speak in my defense. And some people might say, well, he was probably concerned that you was incriminating yourself. No, he was not concerned with me incriminating myself. I don't believe for 5 seconds that this man was concerned about me incriminating myself at all. I don't believe that. And, I think that he was concerned about me throwing the system under the bus, meaning the police officer, the prosecutor, himself. His job is to protect the cops and the prosecutors. That is his job, along with the public defender. The public defender, they're all best friends. Okay. The public defender got to make it seem like she defends the public, but it's just not true. It's just not accurate. Now I get why so many people are wrongfully convicted, because when I watch documentaries or interviews of people who were wrongfully convicted, I was like, why don't y'all just, speak up? Why don't y'all just take the stand? Why don't y'all just tell the judge at bond court? Why don't y'all just tell the prosecutor what happened? I know words are cheap, but if your story makes sense and if it's compelling enough and it's in line with actual logic, I don't see why you should be convicted of a crime you didn't commit. But now that I've been a defendant in a few cases, I see why that would be impossible, because nobody in the criminal justice system, not the public defender, not the prosecutor, not the judge, not the cops, none of them are concerned about whether you're innocent or guilty. Their job is to convict you. Okay, even the public defender, even the judge, and of course the cops and the prosecutors, but none of them are on your side. The defendant is the least respected person in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're somebody of note, unless they have money, they are the least respected person in the courtroom. They are the designated whooping boy of the criminal justice system. Okay. So my job was to take my licks and shut up. I'm not supposed to accuse anybody of doing anything wrong, which is exactly what I was going to do. And that's why they didn't want me to speak.